Hello, Kins 486. Okay, a couple notes for you as we move into week 3. You should definitely have already completed both the application for the CHES exam. As of recording this, I've heard from 2 of you, but not one more. Maybe you've done it. I just need to hear from you. And then also, you need to be working on the quiz, the pre-assessment, the pre-test for the CHES exam. So that is, you can access that in this book. Oh gosh, it doesn't want to show you. There it goes. Okay, this book. Um, there's a PowerPoint on that. If you're having trouble with that, let me know. Okay, so once you have completed the application up to the payment page for the CHES exam, at that point, I will pay the fee. So I need InCheck to invoice me so that the university can pay the fee. That's why we have this due. And then the deadline, there's a deadline for registration. So that's why we have to do this very quickly. Otherwise, the price goes up. Once you get cleared to take the exam, you have 2 options. One is you can opt to take the exam at a testing center. That is certainly the recommended route. If you do a testing center, they have the environment prepared to meet the standards of that assessment in terms of there's no textbooks, there's no drinks, there's no snacks, there's nothing on the wall, all those things. It is already proctored. This is easy to do. There are testing centers near UIndy and all around town if it's closer to home for you. You do have the option of taking it at home. Don't be confused. This might sound lovely, but it can be harder. So you have to prove that your entire space is free of anything that they would consider contraband, right? So no books, no notes, no pens, nothing on the wall, nothing, even your pockets, nothing. And then someone will watch you take the exam. So they will watch you for the 3-hour exam. To make sure that nothing nefarious happens. If you have a network connection, you start over. If something comes up, you start over. So you can do it both ways. There are pros and cons. It's probably easier just to go to the testing center. So keep that in mind. And if you have any accommodations, you send those to the testing center. Let's say extended time on an exam or something like that. You can send those to the testing center and then follow up with them to make sure that they have those in place for you. I need the results of your practice exam so that I can kind of see where you are. We can make good plans. I'm not grading, you're not getting the grade you got on the practice exam. That's not how it works, right? Like I need you to take it. I need to see where you are. But let's just pretend you got the equivalent of a C on it. I'm not giving you a C, right? We're going to curve that. And then your discussion this week is really all about turning what you learned from the practice exam into action steps. So we know, right, that we want to think about SMART goals, so specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time bound, right? So you should be setting goals and a timeline for yourself that are specific, measurable, achievable. I think it's an actionable, achievable, that you need to do based on your areas of weakness, which is why you do a pre-assessment, to be ready to be successful on that exam. So you want to think about all the things we know about health behavior and behavior change. So you want to set SMART goals. You want to track the behavior you want. If there's a behavior you want to have, maintain, track it. Nothing holds you accountable like tracking it, right? Track the behavior you want. Think about other ways to hold yourself accountable. Does that mean you're going to study with someone else? Does that mean that all of you guys are going to study together? Does that mean that you're going to tell your mom, I need you to ask me every Tuesday and Thursday morning send me a text at 8 a.m. Did I do whatever my goal was, right? Maybe you need to have a report out to your significant other. It doesn't matter what it is, but you need to find ways to hold yourself accountable. You guys know this because you are seniors, but cramming doesn't teach you anything. Cramming isn't how we learn things, right? Cramming is how you I don't know, frustrate yourself. Okay. You want consistent low dose, consistent exposure and repetition to the material to be successful. You know this, but if I'd spent 150 hours the week of the test, that is not better than 15 minutes over 10 weeks. Spend more than 15 minutes. That was just easy math, right? But you want consistent time. Maybe you spend 15 minutes 5 days a week. That is specific. I would want it in your calendar. I want you to know exactly when you're doing that. And then, you need a sticker chart. You need a star chart. You need rewards. Okay. You need a treat when you get something done, right? Encourage and track the behavior you want to maintain. We know this. So put it in practice in your own life. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll be around. Let me know. Stay warm.